I'm here to welcome you to the BQF Game Day Show. I'm here because my brother Quincy can't make it for the best reason possible. His son is going to be born sometime within the next few weeks. But for that reason, we've drafted a few new hosts and guests, and of course we have Nate Merrill returning as host from previous years. And so I'm just here to introduce you to our new faces.
Hi, I'm William Reed. I am assistant coaching Sundown from Minnesota, Wisconsin. Teens for Christ with Gabrielle Larson as the head coach and Connor Spatala as the other assistant coach. And one thing that I'm most remembered by for quizzing is declaring "Whom do I love?" chicken nuggets at Kansas City Regionals on stage.
Very impressive. Well, actually, I'm not that new. I am as Nate Merrill. I've done this for a couple of years now, and I am coaching a team called Phoenix this year with Minnesota, Wisconsin Teens for Christ. Probably best known for smart remarks and memes that come up here and now on the internet, as well as coaching Revelation 2016 to a national championship, which was a lot of fun.
And I'm Corbin Phillips. I'm the assistant coaching with Ignite with Mark Monington as the head coach. And I was not really memorable for too much in quizzing.
Timing question according to Ephesians. Number 4, Raven, finish please. Ephesians. 4.
They're going for it. What? They don't want Moxie to win.
8.
Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about some of the spotlight quizzes that are going on tomorrow morning and afternoon. And we thought we'd start with this quiz that starts in Site 7, first thing in the morning. And this is a quiz the second quiz of the day. And it is the quiz between Ignite, which is Summit's third day, which is the top team from New York, and Teen World Gold, which is the team from Teen World. And this matchup is pretty good. From what I understand, Third Day and Teen World Gold are pretty well matched. I know Teen World has a team of a lot of seniors on it. I feel like they have that experience and they're going to do well. I also think that Third Day is just it's a top team, so they have to be pretty decent in what they're able to do. From what I understand, at the tournament out east, they favored pretty well there. And Ignite is the Summit team, so they're just going to be really good.
So next, in Site 3, on Round 3, we have Messengers, the top team from Midland, facing Moxie, the second team from Summit, and Sundown, which is one of the second teams from Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's going to be a really tight three-way quiz, I think. Messengers, they're always just like really steady and they make smart jumps, and Moxie, this year especially, they are very aggressive and they will take the jumps. This quiz might come down to the quizmaster. It really might. Yeah. If it's a fast-talking quizmaster, Moxie will take it away. If it's a slower-talking quizmaster, Messengers is going to make the smart jumps that Moxie will miss. Sundown could also make a surprising move. I could definitely see them any second. They might even take it first if Messengers and Moxie don't pull through. So anything could happen there.
Yeah, that's a quiz that really anything can happen. Definitely comes down to the quizmaster. And I know Messengers as a team in past history, they tend to slide in at the last second and find ways to stay steady throughout the whole quiz. Coming in the end, I'm really excited for that one. The quiz that I will be highlighting is also in Site number 3. It'll be the 11-15 quiz. And that'll be between Revelation, the top team from Minnesota, Wisconsin, Teens for Christ, Dynamite, the fourth team from Summit Bible Quizzing, and CB Squared from Iowa TFC. This will be a really good quiz. Revelation is looking really strong this year. They've got 3 people with all the material in Eli Gibbs, Amanda Johnson, and Abigail Heffler. Those 3 have really set the pace for Revelation. Obviously, Kevin Geppert is coaching, which any Kevin Geppert coach team has a chance to go far. CB Squared is also the top team from their ministry, with Jeremiah Bicknese coming back with fire, almost average 100 points at Northern Regionals, and also a really strong supporting cast this year in the Smids.
Keziamash and
Yeah.
Squeet.
Yeah, that's right. And they looked really strong at Northern Regionals. And the third team being Dynamite from Summit, and you can never count out a team from Summit. They're highlighted by their top quizzers, Craig Prayman and Caleb Hubbard. This another quiz that could really come down to the Quizmaster, because this could really be any team's quiz. Because CB squared, Jeremiah is pretty much a lock to quiz out in that type of quiz. It'll probably come down to who can be the most controlled and who can be the most consistent.
Which is what you want to see in a quiz
Right.
team. So.
Right. And it may look maybe a one-on-one versus CB squared and Revelation, but I really don't see that happening just with Summit's depth in their teams and how fast they can jump.
Yeah, I think with those teams, they can, if everyone gets one, they get that team bonus.
Yep.
That really can separate a lot of teams.
The bonus could be what decides that quiz as well.
So, all right. Well, I think that's some of the spotlight quizzes that we wanted to talk about right now for Thursday. Tune in tomorrow, and we'll have some for Friday's round robin. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and talk about some of the maybe the projections someone might have come up with for the round robin rankings that we would announce Friday nights. And these are calculated based off of performances of teams that we've seen in other tournaments so far this season. And I tried to sort of guess almost really where I think some of these teams might be placing leading up to the seeding of the 41 teams here at Nationals. So we're going to talk about the top 10 that we have in front of me here. In 10th place, I had the team Shield from Summit Bible Quizzing. I feel like any team from Summit has a great shot at making the top 10. I think their ministry is just really intense when it comes to that kind of work as far as knowing their material. In 9th place, I have Third Day, the top team from Family Life. I think they have a really balanced team like we talked about earlier. I think they did really well last year at Nationals. In 8th place, I have Chosen. It's the top team from TFC Northwest. Any kind of a top team I think has a real shot at being in the top 10 seeding-wise for Nationals. Top 7, Unashamed from Minnesota, Wisconsin TFC. They did well at Northern Regionals. They struggled a little bit at Kansas City, but I think they're missing some key people. So I think in this tournament they should bounce back because Jason is a really good coach. I think he'll do well with that team. Number 6, I have Dynamite from Summit. Again, another Summit team with some great individual quizzers, and then just a good supporting cast to be able to get their team bonuses. I think they'll finish high as well. Team number 5, I have Revelation. Just team that's a top team, and they're perennially in the top 5, the top 9 at Nationals every year. I feel like they're going to be up there. Messengers at number 4. They were in the championship last year, got 2nd place. I really think that they're going to do another good run at it this year. And then the top 3, you might wonder, well, where are some of these other teams that we know and love, and we haven't heard from them yet? Well, number 3, I have Ignite, the number 3 team from Summit. I think they have a pretty decent coach, and he's leading them well, and even a great assistant coach. And so we'll see how they do. I think with their balance and their strengths, that they'll do well. 2nd, I have Moxie. Again, another great team from Summit. They got team quizzers with all the material, a lot of them there. And then Riven, of course, number 1. I just think they seem to be the team to beat with all 7, with all the material. They're going to be jumping in the round robin one at a time. They'll be doing a great strategy, and I think they're just going to do really well. So those are my top 10 rankings. I was wondering what you guys thought of those, or if there were any picks that might come across as being a little outlandish that you thought might have been too high or too low.
Yeah, I gotta say there's 2 things that I was a little surprised by, and the first was you putting Revelation down at 5th, and they did have a down year last year, placing 9th, so the expectations might be a little bit lower, but I think that they've really set the bar high this year with having 3 people with all the material, and a lot of the other quizzers have had a lot of the Nationals experience at high levels, and as I said earlier, any Kevin Gepper coach team can be frightening. I also was a little surprised that you not even having CB squared in the top 10. I think this could be a big year where they could even push for stage. I think they've got a lot of quizzers who've been on CB squared for a while and have learned under the wing of Jeremiah and Jonas. Now that Jonas is gone, and I think I could see them definitely pushing for a higher ranking.
How about you, Corbin? See anything that you thought was strange? I know you've looked at this.
I've seen it
Immensely.
before, definitely.
I studied it
I-
last few weeks.
I like what William said. I was surprised that CB Squared was not in the top 10. I was also surprised that Warriors was not in the top 10.
Yeah,
they
that's true.
top team from NCO. They got like 4th place last year, I think. They were
Yeah.
really solid.
Yeah,
I think
still
they're
up
going
on
to
the
be
shirt,
really
too.
solid again this year.
Right.
I look forward to seeing what they can do. I also thought it was interesting. You put 5 SBQ teams in the top 10, and you put Shield in 10th and Eclipse in 24th. Now Shield, if you look at the website, is placed below Eclipse. They can be fairly equal. I think that in an even quiz with those 2 teams at the top teams, I think Eclipse is just a little bit deeper than Shield. Now, if you have if you have Riven in the room, Shield will probably beat them because they have Grant Hubbard. He's a great quizzer. He always will get those jumps. He knows his material. He got 3rd place at Midland Regionals individually, and he can take that team to the 2nd place when there's a difficult team in the room.
Right.
And Eclipse might not be able to do that.
Right.
But yeah, so I was surprised that there was such a distance there, definitely.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
I mean, we won't know until Friday night as to how accurate or inaccurate these projections are. And again, these are just for fun. I was just trying to project what limited knowledge I had on a lot of these teams, and I hope every one of them proves me wrong and performs even better. So, thank you all for.
Yeah, Riven performed better than he expected. You can do it. I believe in you.